I hate talking about politics. I hate it. I hate it.
That was one short week. Man, I can't believe
Woo!
it's been a week already. I changed my hair.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed. I'm wearing the same outfit. Damn it.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
Fuck it. So we were talking last episode about and I'll go ahead and use the word the systemic public policy that comes about, or I should say the public policy that creates a systemic situation of this game that we feel like we can't win at. And we can't change, we don't have the power to change the public policy or the power to even change, frankly, on any kind of large way, the success of the capitalistic, corporatistic outfits that would manipulate public policy to benefit their business model. And what I'm proposing is that we come up with a way to navigate it, a way to think about it, because again, this is, towards the end of last episode, my bladder was so full, I was experiencing full bladder philosophy. That's the philosophy where you just can't put it together because your bladder's full. You can't think about anything with your teeth floating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's much better now. And I'm thinking, okay,
that's good.
This model that you have for life reality, especially life and reality in the first world, but we could expand it. It's a game, and it might even be a rigged game. That's a valuable model to try to, basically come up with, for an analogy as a way to navigate reality. But that's what we're really trying to do, is navigate reality, and in this case, navigate this game that is possibly rigged or maybe not. And the first thing we'd probably want to come to a consensus on, or to explore, is it a zero-sum game or a non-zero-sum game in the model of reality that is this fixed game? Is it non-zero or zero-sum?
I don't think it's all or one of the other. I don't think it's all one thing. There's not a non or a zero sum of it. There's going to be some, especially with money, because you could just print more. There is the amount of resources we have as a planet. That is finite. It's renewable, but finite. It's, I think of it as like shields on your ship in a video game. You get hit enough times, your shields drop, and if you keep getting hit, you die. But if your shields drop and you're able to GTFO, you can recharge your shields. Yeah. We're not recharging our shields as far as planetary resources. We're draining it, and right now the ship is taking hull damage.
Now, with technology, we do have ways of optimizing and making more efficient use of resources. And I think you can see throughout history how we have done that and really made quite optimal use of the resources by comparison to 5,000 years ago. Will AI be able to optimize resources even more than us? Than we have? I should say, proper grammar, Beach. Even more than we have?
I think part of the reason my depression has started to lift was some of these last videos we saw talking about how we're actually moving towards a more renewable kind of world. Technologies are moving forward. We are probably going to be able to stop our production or putting carbon into the atmosphere. There are technologies, the getting off the coal, getting off of oil, going towards more wind, solar, nuclear, geothermal, those kind of things, getting away from gas burning cars into electric cars. Those technologies are renewable now. Oil and coal was not renewable. At least not in the way people think it is. We don't have billions of years to crush plant matter into a compressed carbon fuel. But we have the sun, and now we have solar panels, and we can capture photon energy instead of something that is
photosynthesized.
Is a toxin that was put underground. A new way of photosynthesis, because oil essentially is photosynthesis.
It is the result of
solar
photosynthesis,
energy.
Yes.
Yes. So oil is solar energy, but is stored in the form of carbon, condensed carbon, whereas solar panels store it in the form of electrons in a battery. A little bit different, less polluting. Everything we do is going to pollute. Solar panels, you have to make solar panels, you have to make batteries. But just like cars now with gas engines, you have to make the gas engine, you have to pull up the oil, refine it, and catch it on fire. So you have waste with both of them. But with electric, moving towards electric, it's a cleaner, more viable source. So I think my optimism is the knowledge, or is the realization that we are actually moving that direction. I get upset, passionate, with the stupid things that we do, or with the stupid things that we think. But if I take a step in the distance machine and get in the ship and go into orbit and look down, we did a lot of bad things. We did a lot of polluting, and now we're learning from it. And the economy of it, the economics of energy, is now shifting quite obviously towards greener and cheaper energy. And so that's, I think, I know is a good thing. I think we actually might pull out of it. So a lot of my frustration isn't that, it's the policies that we can't let go of. That's a lot of my frustration. And that's a lot of Musk's frustration as well.
Right, and if
that's
there's
what
not
Musk's
much he
been
can
fighting.
do about it, if he's having a hard time against it, we'd be ultimately powerless. So again, I would say, bearing in mind that we can only rail against the wind at that point. That's the only thing we can do. There is the talking about it and raising awareness of it, and that might have some effect, some very small drop in the bucket effect, and that's not unworthy. But as a more direct measure, where do we go? What do we do? What job should I replace my job at General Electric with? And if how I invest my time,
unless
and
you
my
absolutely
money,
have to, I don't think you should.
Oh, I have to.
Yeah, well,
This job.
that's the thing.
This
I don't
job
think it matters.
disintegrates in 9 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a question. How do we want to invest our time? And that would go for what I also want to do for gainful employment. How do I choose to invest my time? And that's ultimately the question that every person alive is going to ask. So we want to invest our time and with any luck at all, employ some leverage, so that you can have a situation where you're only investing 4 hours, or maybe even as many as 8 hours a day, taking care of you and yours, and the rest of the time, that 16 hours can be done with sleep, and maybe a little bit of full belly philosophy, and maybe some empty belly philosophy while you're at it, some exercise, but definitely some philosophy, meditation, all the good stuff, all the recreation, all of the good things that you want. After you've spent your 8 hours a day doing the gainful employment, the harvest,
Right.
What's our measure?
So how do you choose?
What's our measure going into 2024? What's our measure given this rigged game as we choose to see it, and this world that's moving towards AI, and that is we're trying to be renewable. What's our daily activity? What is our get up and Okay. And our this goes beyond our own personal purpose, because obviously that is its own thing. But this is how do we sustain ourselves to carry forward and
Survive to do
and
that.
thrive.
Yeah.
Survive and thrive. Survive and thrive.
Well, I don't know. I have no
don't know
idea. I've never known.
Right. Here we are in
I think-
mid-50s trying to still figure this shit out.
I think that's one of the reasons we're both still relatively poor, is because we weren't able to pick something. One of the issues that what do they call it when there's choice paralysis?
Yeah, choice option paralysis.
Is there? Do you think there's anything? Yeah.
Personally, I'm not a real huge believer in option paralysis. But let's be clear about something pretty important here right now. When you say poor, you are definitely going by comparison of first world America poor. And even that is not totally fair.
That's because that's where we live.
We are.
That's where we live.
But if we want to be, if we believe in a fair world, and I don't know that I do, but I know that it's big on your value system. If we believe in a fair world, we would have to say, okay, if I want it to be fair, I have to not think of myself in terms of a first world American. I need to think of myself as a whole world earthling. And there are people who still can barely afford
that doesn't
to
help.
buy shoes.
That doesn't help.
It
Right,
doesn't
that
help
doesn't
what?
help. That's
Doesn't-
not
that
us.
doesn't help with
We've
our-
never experienced it. To think
Well,
of us,
I've been thinking
of
about
us getting
experiencing.
through the daily grind.
I know.
Have fun. Fuck that.
Always.
Fuck that.
This is always my thing. Always. I said, well, if we want to make it all fair, I would have to sell everything I have, and I've always said this. I have to sell everything I have, give it all away to the most lovable charity I can think of, or take it directly with me, all of that disposable wealth in whatever form I can make it, whether that is gold or U.S. dollars or who cares what, and go over to third world, whichever country you want, take your pick. They're getting slightly smaller and more rare every day, thank God, but they're still there. There's still those people who can barely afford to buy shoes, and so, there you go. I sell everything I have. I buy as much shoes as that money will buy, and I take it over to some third world country, and I say, okay, shoes for everybody until they're gone. And then when they're all gone, when everybody has got shoes that I've been able to supply with shoes, and I'm there with only my shoes, I then do whatever I have to do with them, whatever they're doing. You know, are you digging that well today? Well, that's what I'm doing. And are you diverting this river? That's what I'm doing. Are you planting plants this today? That's what I'm doing. Are you thatching up your mud hut? That's what I'm doing. You know, and that would be fair. But if we don't do that, then we must acknowledge that you and I are in the top 95% of blessed people on this planet.
No question.
We're not poor.
No question. No. At the moment, I'm not concerned with my day-to-day, with them, with the third world on my day-to-day. I don't see it.
Right.
Except on my screen.
No, you've got
I know I have to pay the bills.
You've got a very prioritarious focus that is your life right now, and that's totally laudable, and that's what it is.
And every primate does. Every monkey does. You got to get by. And you keep saying, and it feels disingenuous when you say it. I'm going to sell everything, give everybody shoes. Yeah.
Please do not feel like that's disingenuous, because I've been on the edge of doing that for the last 20 years.
Okay. If it's not disingenuous, it feels unthought about. Because if your example is shoes, and if you think shoes are what they need, and I've seen examples where they do need shoes, instead of giving away all your stuff, go over there and open a shoe shop and make shoes as cheap and efficient as possible and get them on as many feet as possible. You don't have to be poor. Use your resources to bring everybody up.
Right.
If that's what you're thinking about doing. If that's your goal, the most effective form of money that I've seen go over there are microloans to people over there trying to get some capital to start a small business. That seems to have been, from all the TED Talks I see about it, the best way to uplift a village is to invest or allow them to take small loans, invest in their village, and make it better.
Now
So that's not selling everything and going native.
I get you. Now, you're totally right.
So that's why it sounds disingenuous.
I get you. Now, in one of our previous episodes, I said, now, while I could do that, I'll actually be able to help more and uplift more people if I stay in the United States, stay working, stay employing as much leverage as I possibly can in my life, and give half. So I'll tell you a little bit of experience now that I've had with engaging in microloans, which I've done. I've lost money on every single one of them. Every single one of them turned out to be a donation.
Sure.
And I'm totally good with that, just to let you know. And I still do it, and I'll do it again. I'll do it with every opportunity I can. I have not had a single microloan work out to where it was paid back. Every one of them was a donation. But I'm happy to do it. And it is that is a very direct way to deliver what you're talking about, the wealth, to the people who need it most. But I wouldn't be able to do that without this job.
Right. Nope.
And I could do
You'd
more
get
of
another
it
one, though.
if I had a. I could do more of it if I had a better paying job.
Sure.
So, and if anybody's hiring out there, my salary requirements are about $70,000 a year.
Yeah. Good luck.
Well,
I hear OnlyFans pays pretty well.
Woo! Show off my titties and my micro.
Yeah. There you go. Flash them. Get a jar of peanut butter. Go at it. People will pay.
Oh, you mean like do the vor, the vor porn? The eating, the vor porn, the eating, vor putting stuff in your stomach.
No. I was thinking just you fuck the jar of peanut butter, and people would pay to see you humiliate yourself.
They might pay to see that. I don't know.
My mind? Am I more in the gutter? I guess I'm more in the gutter than you are.
I don't have enough junk to
Too much.
To really make it work on a jar of peanut butter. I would do better.
No. See, that would be the draw. That would be the draw. That's the draw.
That's the draw.
There are a million guys doing porn with schlongs down to their knees.
Oh, you mean there's a
Dime a
niche
dozen.
market for the people with micros?
Go for it.
Brilliant. There you go.
Use a smaller jar of peanut butter. Get the small jar. It's all right.
Tiny jar.
Yeah.
Tiny jar of peanut.
Yeah. Find your niche.
I'd probably be better just doing a peanut.
Peanut. Okay. No. But as far as making money, is there anything, to be slightly serious, is there anything you think you can't do?
Anything that
What
requires,
can't you do?
Anything that requires a college degree. That's a self-imposed limitation, maybe. Employers want to have a CV. They want to see that you have the portfolio. They want to see all that stuff.
Musk doesn't.
Okay.
He'll hire you. Show that you can do it, and you're hired. Go to Nevada. Go to Texas. Go to wherever. There's nothing you can't do that other people can.
I don't know.
The line from the movie,
talking.
what one man can do, another man can do. What one man can do, another man can do. Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
they're willing to pay the price
You're-
to be able to do it.
You're not so low IQ that you don't know how to work a toaster. You're not so high IQ that you don't know how to work a toaster. It's odd. That's funny how those two things are exactly the same. So there's nothing you can't do. And the problem for me has always been picking one. Always.
Landing on that thing.
There's no reason either one of us couldn't have been a doctor or a lawyer. God knows we argue about law, and there's no reason any of us couldn't. In fact, you could, in 9 months, get a loan, a student loan, and go back and get a degree. And instead of writing a book and nobody seeing it, get a degree and putting your rubber stamp on the book and then selling like hotcakes because you have some notoriety. You have a credential.
Maybe.
If after chemo, if my brain starts to work better, after dad has passed, I'm probably going to go back to college. I'm not going to compete with AI, right? So I'm not going to go for lawyer, probably not going to go for doctor, probably not going to maybe go for journalism, to work with AI. But philosophy, for sure. There's no reason you can't go to college, get a degree in philosophy easily. You could easily get a degree in philosophy. It's just going through the busy work of getting the sheepskin, the credential, and doing the thing. Why don't you?
I'm doing it right now, actually.
Because you don't going to college? You're in college?
No.
Are
what
you?
I have done, per se, I am currently paying for membership and busting it as much as I can on Coursera, all online learning. But they've got some credentials.
Do you get credential for it? Do you get credit?
You can get credit. There are some credited courses you can get on Coursera.
Oh, okay. Well, do it to it.
So yeah,
Awesome. So you already know.
Exactly. So that was the whole idea of there was I was going to get as much credentials as I could online. You don't want to know when I'm actually doing that kind of work. I don't want to say that on camera.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'll have some creds, and then, in 9 months I'll hopefully have something to plop on my resume.
Awesome.
When I'm looking.
So you're already doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do your own home math. Then. That's psychology. That's going to be another big thing. I don't know if I want to work with people that closely, but psychology. I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of trouble adjusting to not work. You're going to have a lot of lawyers and accountants and cerebral jobs or book learning jobs like that. People jumping out the window.
You don't think an AI would be able to
some work there?
I think an AI is probably going to be able to provide counseling for that sort of thing. I think AI is going to be able to provide better talk therapy than a human being. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong about that. An AI providing talk therapy is striking me as hilarious for some reason.
They're going to be smarter than us. They're going to know more about us than we know about us. But what it can't do, or what it won't be able to do for a very long time, is sit in the room and look you in the eye and connect with you.
And provide human contact.
You might have somebody on a screen.
And for some
that's
people,
why I'm not so worried about massage.
Requires physical contact.
So, yeah. Now, robots will eventually have better hands than people. They'll have better upgraded sensory information, so they'll be able to feel and see where knots and energy is flowing through the nerves, and they'll be able to address that more directly than a person would. But I think a lot of people for a long time, I mean, there's people right now that go to the mall and get one of those water gun massages where it's the plastic over there and they lay in that thing and it shoots water jets at you. People do that now. So there's definitely going to be, right. So there's still going to be people that do that because it's cheaper. But if you're actually looking for human connection, and I think the more that we get into automation and we can already see the depression rates from people being so separate instead of being out talking to each other, we're at a screen, which this helps. But there's still going to be a call for people that want to connect with other people, at least I think for the next 5-10 years or so. So my job, what I plan on doing, is continue doing what I'm doing, running a massage business, and then going to school on the side after I don't have the other responsibilities.
Right.
But as far as getting
Just real quick, the Coursera thing, that's something you could do anytime as well. You don't even have to have membership. They've got scads and scads and scads and free classes. So that's, you don't have to wait on that.
Yeah, this can't do it yet. This can't do it yet. I can't.
It's YouTube videos or Coursera. There's not a huge difference. Just give it some thought.
Maybe that's what I'll get into that. But I don't know what I want to do yet.
Coursera's not the only one.
So
that's
philosophy.
I don't even know either. Yeah. Well, philosophy is a lovely place to start, and I love it.
That's a start. Get my degree in basket weaving. Hell, I don't know. Something. I don't know what to do, man. I'm doing what I know what to do.
As we all are.
We're already doing what we know what to do.
Yeah.
I would also love to be able to. I've already talked about wanting to have the Quonset hut with enough room to have some 3D printing, to have a shop and do some 3D printing, do the visor. I think pollution is going to continue getting worse for a while. I think fires are going to continue happening for a while.
His demand for the air purification apparatus.
I think gun violence is going. I don't think Americans. I think we've chosen our path as a country. We have decided that no, guns make people more safe. All right, so here we go. Everybody's going to get a gun, and you're going to die by the gun. Live by the sword, die by the sword. That's what we have. None of the other countries have decided this. So maybe I will do something. I want to do the cosplay kind of thing. Fully armored, tactical cosplay, I think people are already doing it in khaki and camouflage in the drollest, knuckle dragging, basic bro sort of way. They're already doing cosplay, patriot cosplay. I'm going to call it patriot cosplay. I think cool cosplay is going to be a thing. A bulletproof vest that has LED lights on it and has indicators like Boba Fett or something. We know how to make cool armor.
Yeah.
There's going to be that. I would love to do something like that. I haven't. Why haven't I? I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't have it in me. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm just doing. And
if I was going to toss out an idea to you,
overhead.
If I was going to toss out just an idea to you, this just for you personally, when you've got cool ideas that are in your head and you want to get them out of there, one of the only ways to really do it is to get them on paper or or even on a screen, in 3D or whatever. But if you're going to do it just super quick and slam dunk fast, you would sketch it. You're not a bad sketcher already, and if you were probably just to start, going crazy with a pencil on a paper, and working on sketching, drawing skills, and becoming just a straight up artist, you would probably have some success with that. At that point, you could start drawing these fashion ideas, because that's literally what they are, is fashion. They're just very functionally fashion, and they wouldn't be worth a damn if they weren't aesthetic. So you would have these things that you would draw, just like the fashion designers do with their little dresses and stuff for chicks, like they do, which they still do, sketch out fashion designs. So sketching skills, and that's something you could get in only a few months, maybe 6 months, a year on the outside. Have adequate sketching skills for now drawing these designs and drawing them up, and at that point, who knows what you might be able to do? People might take to your art. You've got an eye for art composition already. You take pictures in the video game behind there on your poster behind you.
There's just screenshots.
I know, but you still have to have an eye for composition to do that.
My drawing is shit. I could practice. I mean, the home math guy, I thought his art was pretty fun. I did enjoy that, and it's super simple. AI is going to make that totally irrelevant.
Well, gee, there's food for thought. That comes back to that whole prompt engineer concept, and we've already been over that, and we need to probably really put some major thought and practice into that. But what I was going to say, just real as a point of clarification real quick, is my drawing is shit. Your drawing is like Picasso compared to mine, or at least Monet. Van Gogh.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it. You're wrong, but okay, I'll take it. Maybe
also
I should start doing that. I have...
Just like as a guitarist, I absolutely nothing if you compare me to Stevie Vai. I put the guitar down and never touch it again compared to Stevie Vai. But somebody else, say you, for instance, would look at me and think, oh, man, he's a damn rock god. Speaking of my latest rock god thing, I learned how to play on a 12-string. This is me humble bragging just a little bit, maybe not even humbly bragging. Yeah. I picked up a way to play, it's going to blow your mind, Kashmir on an acoustic guitar. Oh. Not Dadgad. You see, the original version had a special tuning for guitar that allowed for just open strumming, just cling, and you're playing a chord with all the strings going. That was Jimmy Page cheating. And I said, no, I will not do that. I will play this and in a way so that I don't have, so it's just standard tuned. And woohoo, I moved it down a fourth so that it's in a vocal range where I can now sing it, because Robert Plant is very high, still is, and and that's the beach cheating, because now I can actually sing it and play it, and it's Kashmir, dude, and it sounds amazing on a 12-string. It's epic. Oh God!
Yeah, there are 12-year-olds playing ukuleles and singing songs on YouTube, making bucks. What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
You're a fucking musician already. Yeah. You have audio equipment. I've got camera stuff. I've got other recording equipment here. Why don't you practice and make a setting? I'll put a green screen behind you and put you on a spaceship and have you do it.
Well, you gotta be busting my balls, man.
Do it.
You're crushing.
Do it.
You're crushing my balls.
If you're gonna humble brag about something that you've accomplished, something that's I'm gonna dare say slightly novel to what everybody else has done.
With any luck at all.
Well, why don't you just sit on that so nobody sees it?
Yeah, seriously. Well, I do it in my live shows. One of the ways I did pick this up was, I watched a bunch of the YouTubers who have already done Kashmir on acoustic guitars, There was a few versions of them very impressive, and most of them were done in the original key. Although, to be fair, one guy sang it in the original, played it and sang it in the original key, did it dadgad, was amazing. He was actually a long-haired, red-headed guy who I thought, holy crap, that could be Sean's younger brother right there. So he was impressive, and that was amazing. And another guy also did it dadgad tuning, and he sang it down an octave, and I was like, come on, buddy. But the guitar was epic. My version, of course, is a standard tune and down a fourth, and I'll sing and play it, and it'll be just amazing. But you're right. I should put this on a YouTube video. You are correct, sir, and that will happen at some point. It probably won't happen before we have reached a point in our podcast here where we are well beyond our 21 episodes, and perhaps have got a little bit more established. In fact, here's what we could do. Here, let's have some fun with this. Screw it. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, I will play live on the podcast Kashmir on my 12-string acoustic.
That'd be awesome, but it doesn't have to be live.
Well,
Just
okay.
record it. Just record it. Take some takes. Do some takes. Get it the way you want it. Do it on a green screen. Get a cool reflective outfit. I don't know. Get a green screen outfit so we could just mat something onto you while you're playing.
Could we mat the body of Kim Kardashian onto me? I'm doing that.
Absolutely. I think that would be fun.
Well, it was either Kim Kardashian or Madonna, and I think I would probably prefer Kim Kardashian.
I don't care. Either. Okay.
Okay.
Just get it recorded.
With that said, I hope that you
I have a
busted your
whole
own
house
balls.
with empty rooms, and yeah, we can set up. You can record anywhere.
I hope you are pounding your own balls into oblivion as bad as you're busting out mine right now.
You see, I don't. You see, I have an instrument too. I can play the chords. I can play chords. That's as far as I get. My brain just says no, nope. And I used to play an instrument. I clearly, for whatever reason, at least for these last few years, I don't have what it takes to do something crazy. I can't even make a sketch. You're out there still doing it. You're already doing it.
Every night.
Yeah. So record. And in
All
fact,
night and
I was
day.
also going to suggest you record something that we can put in for an intro and an outro, and work on a intro and outro for our
a little
videos.
music bed for this. Yeah, I've been thinking. Actually, I should make sound like that's novel to me. I've been thinking.
Yeah. What was it? The my favorite song. It's very 80s pop that you do. The Moon is the Wisest One.
Oh, good God! Talk about cringe. Ah!
Yeah. No. Redo it. Re-record it.
It doesn't matter.
Re-record it.
It's not the recording that makes me cringe. It's the song itself. It's the words, the lyrics, the content, the whole thing. It's very cringy. I don't want to make it sound like it's bad.
Have you listened to words? It could be right alongside of any Aha song. It could be on an Aha album, and you would never know it.
I like Aha.
And they did okay for themselves. They did all right, didn't they?
Yeah, they did all right.
And 80s
Well done, Aha.
pop Euro. Yeah, 80s pop Euro is back. It's almost exclusively what I listen to on my music player. The not iTunes. The fuck music player do I use? Why do I? See, there's a reason I don't do this stuff, because my brain is garbage. Pandora. Jesus. I should have just said I'm old, so which one does old people use? I have Pandora, and I put in FM 84, which is kind of like a Euro pop, and it just plays all this stuff, and it all sounds great.
You opened that
It's
box.
all new 80s music. Yeah. And you can do 80s music. You can do music or do something different. Fuck, I don't care. Something. I'm clearly not doing anything. So at least one of us has got to do something.
That's not how it works. We gotta both do something. Ballbuster.
Yeah, okay, well.
And with
You
that,
have a direction.
I've got a place to be here in a few minutes. But this has been a good episode, and I feel like even though we probably haven't answered the main question of how to navigate this fixed game, we've certainly got a direction for our lives that we still need to go, and we know we've got some unexplored routes and paths to take individually. And this podcast is one of those unexplored routes. We're by God doing it.
And I'm using it as that. I'm trying to, again, hug my cringe, air out my insecurities so that I can maybe, because of the pressure on myself, push myself to do more. Yay. So bust my balls, I guess.
Yes. Get that hammer. We're not talking about punching yourself in the dick. That's something completely different. This is more of a block of wood, hammer, position the wood right in just right location, then
Strategic ball busting. Yes.
Yes. Well, we want to be precise about these things. Surgical even. All right, dude. We'll talk to you in a bit. I got to
Tell everybody hi.
Yeah. And
Okay.
everybody out there, thanks
Bye.
for watching. Have a great day.